All right, we are kicking off our summer Talking with Friends podcast series. I am Sports Information Director Levi Converse, and as always, I am joined by my assistant.
Yes, still assistant
Yeah,
sports
still.
information
Yeah,
director.
yeah.
Still am. Morgan.
Still claiming it, yeah.
I'm still claiming it.
Yeah, you will probably for quite a while,
I
which
will
is fine.
always
Yep.
claim this.
Even though the year's over, yeah. Well, our podcast series is going to be starting off introducing our new head coaches coming into this year. I think it's a great way to introduce them, let you get to know them. We've done the press releases, we've done some things on social media, but it's not like hearing from them themselves. So kicking it off this time is our new men's and women's wrestling head coach, Aaron Meister. Aaron, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here and to share the information about what's going on with the new wrestling program and the developments that are currently taking place.
Yeah, for sure. And before we kind of get into what's going on with the program here, you recently hosted a camp on campus that we talked about a little bit about social media. Tell us kind of what that entailed and how that went.
Yeah, so I grew up in Kansas and came through the USA Kansas development system, and they approached me and asked if we could host the Southern Plains regional training camp here on Friends University campus in the Casado McKay gym, and we was able to get that lined out, and so they used that facility, and it was kind of what I had been envisioning since my interview in October, was that gym, from door to door, on the floor we had mats all the way across it. So the McKay gym holds 4 wrestling mats, and we had 50 participants in there training on Thursday and Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday they had the Southern Plains regional tournament out at the Kansas Star. So it was a pretty busy weekend.
Wow, that does sound very busy.
Yeah, it is. And it looked like it was going pretty well from the pictures that we've seen and kind of the interactions on it. It seemed like it was a pretty good thing. So
Absolutely, just to be able to give back to the Kansas system, to get kids on campus and kind of, show them a glimpse of maybe where they could be in the future is just a really big selling point and so forth. So I think it was a win-win for both parties. They enjoyed the facility, and I enjoyed having them and getting to know them a little better.
yeah, and as we kind of sit here in the summer, we're heading into your first season here of competition. How would you kind of assess where things stand recruiting-wise?
They're good. There's always work to be done. It's always a work in progress, but kind of some of the goals that were lined out for the program were to recruit 16 student athletes. To date, I currently have 28, and there's still some that are working through the system. So I think we're going to be in the 30s, from a recruiting standpoint numbers. And so, that was kind of the question. Were we going to be able to get enough, or were we going to get more than what we thought we were going to get? And that's a good sign to be able to say we got more than what we thought we could get.
Well, this isn't the first time that you've been involved in starting a wrestling program. I mean, you were also the assistant coach at your previous stop when Wayland Baptist began their wrestling programs. Is there some things that you experienced in the startup there that you've kind of put into practice here?
Yeah, absolutely. Just really doubling down, what you're selling outside of getting a quality education and ultimately a degree, so you can go out and be a productive member in society and, make a living for yourself and have a career is being a part of history. This first year, and then, for a while, there's going to be the opportunity to do something that's never been done before. And so these student athletes coming in are going to be able to say for the rest of their life that they were part of the inaugural, Friends University wrestling program. And, some of these kids are going to be able to say that, they won the first match in a duel, or they were the first conference champion, or All-American or national champion, and, you know, however far that goes up the ladder. So there's, you know, the motto is gonna be first this year.
Yeah.
Be the first person to be an academic All-American, to do something that won't, you know, will not be able to be done again because you were the first person to do it.
Yeah, and that will stand in history forever. That's actually pretty exciting when you put it like that. We did a release recently. You had the opportunity to coach Tamara Mensah-Stock at WBU. She's qualified, in case anyone missed it, she's qualified for the Tokyo Olympics by winning her series 2-0 at the U.S. Olympic Trials. So just kind of talk a little bit about and let our listeners in on how she developed on your watch and to kind of get to where she has today.
Yeah. Well, number one, Tamara has a twin sister who's equally special, and I'm very proud that I got to, you know, be a part of their life and help coach and develop them, you know, on and off the mat. And they're two people that I love and think dearly of. And so, you know, to see Tamara where she's at now is, you know, kind of, it's the pinnacle of what, you know, you can do in the sport of wrestling as a coach. When you say your wrestler has, you know, won a world championship, is pretty amazing. And, you know, that was her goal coming into it, was, you know, that she wanted to go to the Olympics. And she's been down this route previously. She actually had won the Olympic trials in 2016, but she was not able to qualify the weight. So even though she was our Olympian, our representative for the United States, she didn't qualify the weight for the Olympics. You know, and that was, you know, at the time, pretty tough for her. I wouldn't say a setback. You know, maybe just a hurdle to get over. So she persevered, and, you know, she stayed consistent and true to what she wants to do. And now she's won the trials and she's qualified the weight, and she's the number one seed, you know, going into the Olympics, and she has a chance to set herself up for life. You know, if she could walk out of that thing with a gold medal, then she could really prosper financially from that, and do some even more amazing things from that.
That's exciting stuff. That's something that we're definitely going to be watching this summer. I watch the Summer Olympics anyway. It's my favorite one of the Olympics. I like the Winter Olympics. I don't know how you feel, Morgan. Which one of the Olympics do you like the best?
I love the Summer Olympics.
The Summer ones is my favorite. I like the Winter too. I watch both. But
You gotta
I
think
love
about
the
it in
Summer
this way.
Olympics. So.
For me, also Summer Olympics has volleyball, so
Yeah.
that's very near and dear to me.
Yeah.
And in my
Yeah.
heart, not gonna lie. But also, like, it's so, to me, it's more fascinating to see the Summer Olympics and the different things that they do versus the Winter Olympics. However, I grew up where winter sports wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even have snow. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm the same way. I like what I like in the summer. I like watching the wrestling. I like watching the boxing. I like watching basketball, and all that. The gymnastics I like too, and
gymnastics
track.
is so awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
I like all that.
Yeah, Simone Biles and
Yeah.
swimming,
Yes.
and track.
Swimming. I love watching swimming. Winter, I like the hockey, and I don't know if I'm in the minority or not. I love watching the bobsled. I do like that. I know not everybody likes
Cool
it,
Runnings.
but I do like that. Yeah, but winter is kind of a a la carte thing for me. Like, you'll watch certain events, but it's not, you can live without some of them. But the Summer Olympics, I watch that nearly
Shoot, I
wall
want
to
to watch
wall.
bicycling.
I would
Yeah.
say the
Cycling.
viewership for some Olympics is
Yeah.
far greater than
Yeah.
Winter
I
Olympics.
think there's no doubt. No
However,
doubt.
figure skating is interesting.
I watch that sometimes. Yeah, I do.
The sprint skating.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
That's kind of fun. That's
Apollo
kind of fun.
Ono.
Oh, I remember him. Now he was a star. You said when you win a gold medal, it can kind of say, yeah, that's true, because even one gold medal, we remember that for years. I mean, I remember the gymnastics. I think it was '96. Carrie Strug won the gold medal, and she had the leg injury, and that become folklore. And if you can win a gold medal, you can have. You're going to be giving speeches. You're going to be having endorsement deals, maybe for the rest of your life, possibly.
Yeah, you almost become immortal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you stand there on center stage and you get your medal and they play the anthem, that becomes part of history, and it's awesome. It's awesome to watch, and hopefully she can do that. She's got this talent to do it. Is what it sounds like.
Absolutely. So
That's going to be fun.
God willing.
Yeah, we'll be watching for sure. And just kind of in addition to that, the student athletes you've mentored, and we discussed this in our release, but they've won 2 Olympic trials now, 1 world championship, and 17 national championships, just to say the least. Is there a specific trait that you're looking for that you believe when you're on the recruiting trail, that you believe has to have, that a student athlete has to have success?
I don't know if there's something that they necessarily have to have. I think everybody has their, a champion has their own special ingredient that makes them unique. I think some of the things that I recognize, the characteristics that I recognize in people, and not just in wrestling, but just people in general that are successful, is they do certain things, and one is communicate. They have clear, concise, and consistent communication. They have a great attitude, and they give a great effort. And if you can do those things consistently, more than not, you're gonna be, successful. I would say, what Tamara has, and some of my other champions have had, is a really outgoing, bubbly personality. And if you look at a wrestler, or if you look at a fighter, boxing, MMA, you think of someone who's real stoic, who's real tough, and so forth. And she is just giggly and, skipping around like a little schoolgirl, and just, puts a big smile on your face. And so I've learned quickly, I didn't try to control or to sway her from that personality of, hey, you need to be focused, hey, you need to be serious. I just, doing that would take away from who she is. And then I don't think she would be the person she is today, or she wouldn't have been in the program maybe if I was controlling of that personality. And so she just kind of got a free spirit, and some of my other really good wrestlers have that too. So it's kind of almost a relaxed feel, that they're themselves and they're having fun with it, and you can have fun and be successful at the same time too.
Yeah, I agree, and Morgan has some questions for you too, but I want to kind of piggyback on that, because I think that's important with the student athlete, because in all sports though, baseball is a big one, but you're saying the softball World Series, we try to put student athletes in a box to where we think they have to act a certain way, be focused all the time, and I know there's a certain way you need to carry yourself, obviously, that goes without saying, but I think it's important we let the athletes have fun. For instance, in baseball, if you celebrate a home run too much, it's an unwritten rule. You're gonna, and I think we almost take the fun and enjoyment out of the sport. And if we do that, I think it lessens a student athlete's ability to have success, and in some cases, maybe not even play the sport at all. And maybe they just totally, lose their enjoyment of it and decide, okay, I'm going to quit and move on to something else. I think you can really take away their spirit if you try to put them in too much of a box, kind of a one-size-fits-all mentality. And I think that's important with Tamara and anyone. I think it's important they have fun and be themselves, and let them know, okay, not everybody's going to act the same. You're going to have your own personality, and let's just go with that. Because I think if you don't do that, I think you risk losing the student athlete.
Yeah, and there was an opportunity for Tamara not to come back and to Wayland after she won, the Olympic trials. She actually took like a red shirt year, a gray shirt year, and trained at the Olympic Training Center. And then, I would still coach her at the tournaments, and she won the trials. And then after that, she still had a year to come back. And, everybody was like, don't go back to Wayland. You need to go somewhere else to do better. Well, she was still, a student athlete for Wayland, but she was doing international competitions at the same time. And so we sent her over to Russia, and she did the Oregon tournament. And I kind of was feeling the pressure as a coach, because I was like, if she doesn't perform here, people are going to say, well, you just won the Olympic trials. Now that you went back to Wayland and you didn't perform, you're not getting what you need. You need to leave. And so she won that tournament, and I felt, a little bit validated that she was able to come back and continue to train, at Wayland and perform at a very high level, and so forth. So that was very satisfying for me as a coach. And she wouldn't have came back to Wayland if she didn't enjoy, herself there, or me, or the program and whatnot. And it's funny because I think in today's society we're so critical of everybody and what they do, whether they celebrate, or whether they don't celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
We had, I had a couple of wrestlers this year to go on and win some national titles, and we were criticized because they didn't celebrate. I was like, well, they haven't lost in 2 years. These two people hadn't lost in 2 years, and so they expected to win. And so after they won, it wasn't something that they achieved beyond their belief. They just did what they were expected to, and people were like, well, they weren't celebrating and this and that. And it's like, no matter what you do, it's like somebody's going to criticize you.
Yeah. No doubt with social media. Well, I'll say this before I let Morgan kind of take over. Whoever said that she shouldn't come back to Wayland and is not getting what she needed, that's known as a freezing cold take. If you see on Twitter, sometimes 2 or 3 years that someone says something that's kind of off base and proven wrong, that's a freezing cold take retweet. That would have been retweet. If Old Takes Exposed was tagged, they would retweet that, seeing where she is now and the success she had with you. That take didn't age very well. So that's pretty good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay, so I have mainly just random, weird, but fun questions. He does the serious side, I do the
Semi-serious. I'm not 100% serious on yours. Semi-serious.
I do the legit non-serious stuff. It's pretty great, So we have well, actually, I'll ask this question second because it's interesting. So what exactly is the build for a wrestler that you would kind of look for? Like, what kind of a wrestler would you look for?
And I'm going to answer your question by not answering it. And the beautiful thing about wrestling is there is not necessarily a shape, a size, or a form that somebody necessarily has to be. They can be tall, they can be thick, they could be a little pudgy, they could be lean, they could be bony. They come in all shapes and forms and sizes, because you got 10 different weight classes on the men's and women's sizes, and varying from, on the girls' side, 101 pounds to 191 pounds, and on the guys' side from 125 to 285. But I guess if you would, say that the stereotypical wrestler is probably stocky, and so forth, and pretty lean and whatnot. But I've had some people, and I just said this the other day about one of my favorite wrestlers was Jatia Thomas, and Jatia, came to me, and she was 16 years old when she graduated. So she started college as a 16-year-old, and then turned 17 within that first month or so. So very young and had very little experience, and she was so athletic. But I look at Jatia, and Jatia could have been a ballet dancer.
Yeah.
And so she was long, and she was slender, and she really wasn't, I would say, necessarily muscular, but she had leverage. So you got people who are stocky and they have a lot of strength and power, and then you got some other people who might be really long and slender, and they might be quick and have leverage. So, I think if I could pick wrestlers, I would pick people who have a lot of length, because that's going to come with leverage. They're going to have some leverage on them, but I answered your question without answering it, sorry.
No, you
it's
kind of
okay.
did,
You
and it's
actually
similar
did.
to what we've done. Yeah, what we talked
You
about.
actually did, and this actually gives me hope for my next question.
Yeah.
So we kind of have it's like a segment, but not segment on this show because we don't do it all the time. But I like to ask, especially coaches.
We do it
sports
enough
that I've
to
never-
where people can count on it.
Yes, we do it enough to where a lot of people know about it for sure.
Okay.
So it's technically like Morgan tries it in a way, or should Morgan try it, So we've done power walking or race walking.
Yeah.
So we've done race walking. I'm very intrigued by race walking. I don't know why.
I know why. When you said it's a sport, you said right here on the podcast, you
I was
said
like,
you
I
thought
think
it's a
I could
sport
do
where you
it.
can really do it, and the risk of injury is very low.
That's very true.
And you thought that was a good
So-
avenue to go.
Mine would technically be. I mean, I'm really long. I'm 6 foot.
It
Okay.
is tall for
I'm long. You know, ish. Got the length here now. You know, so I think. Do you think I could do actually wrestling?
Anybody can wrestle.
Yeah, but do you think I could?
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
like I mean, I'm not a very big person.
Are you mentally tough?
Yes.
Do you like challenges?
Yes.
Okay, so those are two really, things that you're gonna, encounter. Is you have to be mentally tough because it is a physically demanding sport. It's you against somebody else. There's a weight class, aspect to it, and I've been wrestling a long time, almost 33 years now, and I often, would ask myself, in the beginning, why did you do it? Well, I got into wrestling because I saw wrestling on TV. And I thought that's what I was going to be doing. I was going to be jumping off ropes,
Yeah.
slamming chairs on people.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then I went to a practice.
And I've watched that too since I was a kid. I still watch it.
It's popular,
I still do with my kids. I do. Yeah.
And so I got a flyer, and I thought that's what I was going to go to practice to do. And it was different than that, but I enjoyed it. And so as younger, it was about winning, and ultimately trying to become the best. And then as I got older, and I was able to achieve that, what, started as a goal for me became a dream. I was able to accomplish my dream, and now I'm able to make a living out of it. And why do I still enjoy doing this? Well, wrestling to me provides a constant challenge in my life. And that challenge, if you stick with it, forces you to become a better person, to help other people become great. Because I had so many great coaches and family and friends and teammates support me along the way, and that's what I want to do now is pay that forward to the next generation of wrestlers.
That's good, and it's one-on-one. That's the challenge. It's, in other team sports, you don't have to. It's all in your control. You don't have to worry about someone else missing a shot in basketball or dropping a pass in football or striking out and you don't get to come to bat. It's all in your court, literally, in wrestling. That's the challenge of it.
When you go to compete, I call it the circle of truth. You're going to step out on the mat, and you're stepping into that circle of truth, and you're out there by yourself with no one really to save you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know about the individual part. I don't know. I'm more of a team person than an individual person.
You don't want it all on you? No, you don't want to have to be by yourself?
I definitely wouldn't mind it, but I'm already so mentally hard on myself. I play volleyball, or I did play volleyball here. So having that team atmosphere was really nice. Plus, I've also played softball. I've always been part of a team type of thing. I've never really been an individual outside of track in high school. So I don't know how I would feel about that because I feel like I'd put too much pressure on myself. That's the thing.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of anxiety that comes with it.
Oh man, I already have that. So I mean,
Hey, maybe though you're already prepped and ready for it. Then.
maybe I am. Maybe this is how I get my anger management out.
That's how you do it.
Let's
Yeah. There you go. No, you might be ready for it then.
See, I think I might be able to. We might have to try this one.
Yeah, we'll put that there with the race walk as
Right
possibilities.
out there with race
Yeah.
walking. Okay, I'm doing wrestling now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There you go.
Oh man. Okay, so whenever it does come to the actual legit wrestling, not that WWE is necessarily fake wrestling. I don't know how.
Scripted.
It's scripted.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I don't really know much.
Yeah. I've been to it live. It's not fake. It's scripted.
Yeah, I was I don't think it's
I can-
necessarily fake.
I've seen injuries in the ring live.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but it is scripted. Yeah.
But so what exactly are the different move terms? Because obviously I don't think you have. Okay, we're beating you with the chair.
Yeah.
Or the pummel drives, whatever. Brain buster is the one that I kind of enjoy right
So
now.
I think, they call it neutral, and that's where both people are on their feet. I think some of your go-to moves right there, you got your leg attacks, you got a single leg, And that's where you're attacking one leg. You got a high crotch, and then you got a double leg. Those are your three kind of main go-to leg attacks. And then you kind of got some upper body throws, maybe a lateral drop or maybe a headlock or something along the lines of that, are primarily a lot of the moves that you're going to hit on your feet. And then when you're on the mat, for guys, and guys and girls have different styles of wrestling in college. The guys wrestle folk style, and so when they're on the mat, it's called referee's position, where you got one person on top, one person on bottom, and there's a whole slew of moves that I don't even have enough time in the day to go over. And then the women, a freestyle, and that's they call that parterre, and so forth. And the object obviously is to expose somebody's back and ultimately try to hold them and pin their shoulders to the mat. But it all starts on your feet and then it works to the mat.
Interesting. See, I've only seen the most wrestling knowledge that I've probably seen, because I've never seen an actual wrestling match, no lie. But I've seen, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. There's this part in the movie where he tries to be a wrestler, and it turns out that it's nothing like he expected, and it's just funny. So I was like, okay, I want to compare it to that for some reason. Oh man, I think that's the most extent of my wrestling knowledge.
Well, you get a
So,
large helping of it this year, because we're gonna start here.
Oldest sport.
Really?
Wrestling is the
Yeah.
oldest sport.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So I believe, and I don't know if track or running is referenced, but I know it's referenced in the Bible.
It is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That and track is the only two sports that's actually referenced. And track isn't referenced as much, but I know, Paul talks about as the runner, strives to win the race, so should you with relationship with Christ. So he does talk about running and wrestling. That's the only two sports that I know that's actually mentioned in the Bible, is wrestling and running.
Those probably were the only two non-violent sports that were going
Yeah,
on at
yeah,
the time.
yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah. Those two sports are both referenced. So you get to see a lot of it here. We're starting this year.
We got some home duels scheduled, and then a tournament as well, which we'll put out a press release on,
Yep.
and so forth. So I'm really excited. Everything that I've wanted to do with this program is currently being done, and we're moving forward a little bit faster than not necessarily faster, but I guess ahead of schedule. And so I think a lot of good things are on its way. A lot of things are developing, and when we just kind of establish a little bit more of culture and build some tradition, and there's a lot of good wrestling in Wichita. And that's the nice thing, is I've only had to leave Wichita a couple times to go recruit. I can recruit a lot of good wrestlers in the Wichita area to just stay here and then kind of build out from there. So that's been really nice too.
I am super excited to get it going. That's the truth. That's even another understatement. I am super excited. And I'll tell you what, it has caught on so big here. I don't know if anyone told you, or if I told you, but when we did your initial release, that you were hired and we were starting the programs and stuff, we kind of blew it up big, and it became the most viewed release in the history of our website.
There we go.
Yeah, it got, and our website goes back to, I'm in my fourth year here, going to my fifth year this next year, but it goes back to 2006, I believe. It's when we got with the company we're at now. So that's about 15 years worth of articles, thousands of articles, and it's the most viewed in the history of the website. And it's not even close. Not even really close. There's I think a 2,000 view gap or something, and I couldn't believe it. I'd have to go back and look again, but I told Rob this. I was blown away by how many impressions and views we got on Twitter and our social media channels, because we promote a lot of things on there, and some gets good hits, and some just announcement and stuff, and that's all well and good. But this caught on like a ball of fire. There's so much excitement. It was like the biggest thing I think it was the most excited that the community's gotten since I've been here over something. And I think that is really bodes well going forward, is how excited everybody is at with it.
Absolutely. You know, it's new, and so people want to be a part of something new and build it up. So, and I know talking with people in the community, there's been a lot of support, and you know, you want to have goals and you want to reach out for things, but you know, and kind of some of the bigger talks and the bigger picture is you know, I think you know, Wichita is excited about down the road the possibility of trying to bring home a championship.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and there's been talk about that already.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm all about trying to do that.
Can you imagine how big that would be?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So.
Yeah, yeah. No, that would be, anytime we talk championship, that just has a nice feel to it. No, and I think that's a possibility too. It's well, you're off to an amazing start. I can tell you that, with the recruiting and what I followed, and I follow it close. It's looking good.
Thank you. And we've got some more surprises and exciting news to come in the future. I just don't want to give everybody all of it at once, because I don't think you necessarily appreciate it if you get everything.
That's right. We got to keep them wanting more.
Yeah.
We just got to give it a little bit at a time and keep dangling things. I know how this works.
Yeah.
I know how my job is media relations and publicity and
He
stuff.
does it to me, and I'm his assistant.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how to keep the carrot dangling a little bit. So I'm all about that. That's good. But and we'll have you on again, you know, in the fall when we get going and stuff. So we'll have more to dangle.
Yeah, we'll give them another.
Yeah.
Some stuff.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Aaron, thanks for stopping by today. It's been fun. And we'll keep promoting things and keep things going, and looking forward to the season starting, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that was Aaron Meister, our women's wrestling head coach, and it starting pretty soon here. Now we get into June. It feels like it's coming quick.
June?
Yeah, the season is upon us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, and it don't seem like it's that quiet. It should be in the summer, but it's really not, with the renovation going on and stuff like that. No.
I'd say the renovation has definitely been a huge part, especially around here.
Yeah.
And just, it's keeping the campus active, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's keeping campus life at least a little bit active.
Yeah, well, my office is in Sumter now, and it will be until September, until the Garvey Center is completely done. And so I'm periodically checking on it and looking at it. It's going to be pretty cool, but Sumter's not been too bad, though, really. I kind of like it. I like the setup.
I actually really do like Sumter. I like the Sumter building in general. Granted, I don't go in there very often unless I'm meeting you now. But especially since, well, I'm not a student here anymore. So
Yeah.
it's kind of been bittersweet to still go in there and kind of be a part of it, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
But
And then,
I'm excited about Garvey.
Yeah. And
Super excited.
And Saturday morning, we're going to have the court dedication for Jack Cater.
Oh, yeah.
He was our winning. He had won multiple KCAC titles as a men's basketball head coach. He also coached golf and multiple sports, and that's going to be named and dedicated in his honor on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. I did a release a few weeks ago, and then I reposted it today with the information. And I believe we're also going to try to live stream it on Saturday. So in case you can't be here and be a part of it, you can still watch it. And so that'll be exciting too. So still a lot of stuff going on.
We are still naming the center Garvey Center. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The court is going to be Jack Cater Court, and the name is already on there. But we're going to actually dedicate it on Saturday morning.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because now I'm like, oh poop, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
It'll still be the Garvey
I had
Center.
no idea.
Yeah.
Like, what? I knew we were dedicating the court, but I was like, hang on. Are we also changing the name of the gym now? Because that's going to throw me for a loop when I come back to visit it.
Yeah. He coached from, I believe, 69 to 79, and he is going to be here on Saturday for the dedication. I've talked to Jack multiple times through this, and he's very excited, and I'm excited to be a part of it. It's going to be fun.
That's really awesome, though.
Yeah. So other than that, just got some really not I mean, obviously the sports are not going on right now.
No.
So
We can talk about softball though really quick.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
the
Softball
championship
World
coming on
Series
right
is on. Yep. And Oklahoma and Florida State will play game 3. Actually, that is in progress right now.
Oh, really?
Start at 2 p.m. And that is the winner take all game.
Yeah.
It got some pushback for not being in prime time, but with it being delayed a day and ESPN had their contractual obligations
Yeah.
that they had to fulfill at the NBA playoffs tonight. So, yeah, they had to move it to 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
The first nights were in prime time, and
Hey,
today is
but
at 2 p.m.
It is what it is, and them having to get pushed back a day didn't help, but it's still going to be a great game. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, Jada Coleman has just homered for Oklahoma.
Oh, nice.
They are now up 2-0 in the second, bottom of the second over Florida State.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, no offense, because I like Oklahoma, but I'm kind of hoping that Florida State wins. I'm just saying, I'm more of a Florida State person than an Oklahoma person. So if that gives me some bad vibes really quick, I'm sorry, but I'm kind of hoping Florida State ends up pulling it out.
The bad vibes are unmistakable.
Oh, yeah.
It's unmistakable. I had no idea he was a Florida State person.
Well,
When did that
I
start?
mean, compared to the two, compared to these two, yeah, definitely, I prefer Florida State over Oklahoma. But, I mean, overall, throughout the whole entire tournament, the one team that I was very upset to not see in the playoffs was definitely Michigan. Because normally they are in the World Series playoffs for softball. And I know that they are in baseball. Or did they? Yeah, they did move on in baseball. I forgot about that. But usually their softball team does too. And I was really kind of upset about that because, my Wolverines. Much love for my Wolverines.
I get Michigan. I'm not sure I get Florida State. No.
Well, do you get Oklahoma? Why would I support Oklahoma?
Well,
I'm
for
from
one
Texas.
thing, but I mean, I support Oklahoma, so you should be with me.
But I have family in Florida, so I support Florida.
You got who family in Florida? You got
My
family.
grandparents live in Florida.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
All I hear about is Michigan. No.
Well, because they're from Michigan, but they live in Florida. Plus, Sid's in Florida now, and my cousin and my aunt are in Florida. So I gotta show love for Florida. I don't have anything in Oklahoma.
Besides me, obviously, but
Oklahoma.
yeah, besides me.
Besides you, I mean.
I don't count. I don't count though, obviously.
Well, I mean, actual family. You mean you are my actual family too? I don't know. I just prefer Florida State.
Yeah, all right.
I wish that the Gators were in there.
All right.
Rather than FSU.
To wrap this up, I'm just gonna say Boomer Sooner. That's all. I'll have to extinguish the bad vibes. I'm just gonna say Boomer Sooner.
Okay, I'll take that.
All right.
I will take that. However, I did watch the OSU game, and I can never remember their name, but they're like JAC or something like that. They're like a purple team.
Oh, James Madison?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, James Madison actually beat Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Oklahoma beat them 2 times in a row to advance to the championship series.
Oh, really?
James Madison actually beat Oklahoma the first game.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
they seemed like they were like the underdog team this year.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
like not many people, I mean, I want to say that they always make it to the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
But they're never like a team that goes all the way,
Yeah. OSU was pretty good this year. They were second in the Big 12. James Madison had a great pitcher, Odyssey Alexander, who pitched nearly every inning for him. And
she was a
she pitched well against
pitcher.
Oklahoma as well, but
Was
Oklahoma
she a
finally
senior
did
this
get to
year?
her. Yes.
She was? Okay,
yes.
so this is the last time we get to see her. But she was
Yeah.
a great pitcher for them.
Yeah, she done really well. Really
She
well.
did.
All right. Other than that, MLB going on. Cardinals. We're not going to talk about that.
I know my Stros beat the
win.
Rangers.
They did win last night. Finally, to snap a 6-game losing streak, but their pitching is in shambles with the injuries. The offense isn't hitting great, but it's not the problem. Mm-hmm. But they did break out last night finally and win, so maybe that'll get them going. They went from first place to third place in the division over the last week. So they're now only 3 games out.
Yeah.
But so there's still a lot of season to go, still right there. But
Yeah.
you lose 6 in a row. Your ace, Jack Flaherty, is injured to at least August. You've had bullpen guys out. Now your number 2, 3 starter, Kwang Young Kim, is going to be out for an extended period of time. So Cardinals are kind of a mash unit right now, unfortunately. But we'll see if they can hang in there, at least in the divisional race. They had the best record in the National League for a while,
Yeah.
but then the injury bug hit, and they've been kind of on a losing skid.
Yeah. But maybe the losing streak will be kind of over now. It just broke. So hopefully it'll stay broken for you guys,
Yeah, let's hope. Let's
Yeah.
hope. But yeah, your Astros are still hanging in there. They're right there in the AL West.
I feel like they're definitely going to make it to playoffs. I don't know about how far they'll go. But I think that we're shooing for playoffs because, so far they've been doing fairly well.
Well, last
definitely
year, yeah.
We've definitely had some rocky points, don't get me wrong. But now that we have everybody back, for the most part at least, that'll be nice in keeping that going.
Yeah, the Astros right now are second in the West, 1 game out of the division, behind Oakland. And as of right now, they would make the playoffs. They have a 2-game cushion on the Indians for the final wild card spot if the season ended today, which obviously it doesn't.
Yeah.
But and you'd be happy that the Cardinals beat the Indians last night, so that's the next team up for the Astros. So you could at least like the Cardinals for that.
Yes.
For beating the Indians.
Hey, I never said I never liked the Cardinals.
Yeah. I don't trust you anymore, though.
Now you don't trust me anymore? Oh, man.
I can't assume anymore. Usually I could assume. I can't assume anymore.
It's just Oklahoma. That's it.
Well, I don't know.
Think about it this way. Who would we choose? Okay, whenever it came to Oklahoma or LSU, who do you think we would pick?
I would pick Oklahoma.
Who do you think that we as Texans would pick if it wasn't a Texas team and we had to choose between
Yeah,
those
but-
2 teams?
Yeah, but the thing is, that's Texas Longhorns. You're not Texas Longhorns, are you?
I'm not a Longhorn fan.
Yeah,
No.
you're not even Texas A&M fan. You're not even really a Texas fan at all.
I'm not.
So I thought, yeah, I know.
I'm more of an out-of-stater fan.
Yeah,
I don't really
yeah.
like my in-state
Yeah.
teams. Well, think about it this way. I live right down the road, like not even 45 minutes from College Station. Everybody and their mother in my hometown went to A&M.
Yeah, so you probably get
So
tired
I'm
of them.
tired of Aggies. I'm tired of them. They get on my nerves after a while.
Yeah.
And then UT, I don't know. I just feel like they're a little too stuck up in their
Yeah.
britches.
So really, Oklahoma's the next
So-
closest team, and
No,
me being an
no.
Oklahoman, I mean that.
No.
Well, who else is there?
Well, there's Michigan.
Michigan's not close to
Okay,
Texas.
Michigan is there though. LSU, we actually like LSU though.
I didn't know you liked LSU.
I do like LSU.
I thought
One
you
of my
liked
best
Joe
friends
Burrow.
goes to their med school.
I thought you liked Joe Burrow. No,
I
that's
do
it.
like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, man.
I'm
How
finding
How
out.
can you hate on Joe Burrow?
I'm
Joe
finding
Burrow?
out new things from you every time.
Come on, it's Joe Burrow. Like you can't tell me that he is not just like amazing.
Well, I've got Boomer Sooner vibes right now. So
Well, you can keep your boomer soon.
yeah,
guys.
I've got them. They're going to hopefully win a championship today, and
And I hope that they do, but at the same time, like, I mean, I would not be upset if they lost.
well, I would be. So
I'm just saying, I would not be upset.
I would be.
Ignore my
I'm not as I mean, I'm obviously into softball. I'm following it all the time, but if it's football we're talking about, obviously I'm even a little bit more.
All right, okay, I won't touch you on football.
Yeah, that
I
would have
won't-
gotten
I
a
won't
little
do
bit more
that.
about.
I won't question your judgment on football.
In fact, if you did that, if it's football, I might have just took the mic way over here and just kind of, in a sense, maybe just cut it.
No,
just
no.
got the.
No, we won't do that.
When we get in August, September, it's gonna change. I won't be quite as humorous.
No. And that's fine. I actually like Oklahoma's football team. However, the wagon kind of scares me now.
Well, it would scare me
their,
too.
wagon's kind of scary. now.
It dumped over, and
Yes.
2 people got injured on it. So that
was
I would scare me a
insane.
little bit too, I guess.
Oh, it's cray cray.
That's turned into a meme now, a GIF, where you see everything.
That has. It
Yeah,
definitely has.
yeah.
Ugh.
I can't help but laugh a little bit at that.
It
Yeah.
was funny. It was upsetting, but it was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah, speaking of football, we had, and we're going to tweet this out as soon as I get the link, but our head coach, Dion Manili, was a guest on MidwestSports.net this morning with Joy McWilliams.
Oh,
I know you
awesome.
know Joy. We've had him on our podcast.
Yeah.
He had Dion was on his show this morning, and so as soon as he makes that link available, we'll be sharing that as well. People can check out that interview.
That's so awesome. Good
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, so we'll have that to share and check out. I'm excited to listen to see what Dion had to say, and Joey always does a really good job interviewing and
Oh, yeah.
getting to the bottom of things and kind of previewing everything, and that'll be a lot of fun. But I mean, it's getting I don't like to say it 'cause I don't want to wish the summer away, but we're now approaching the middle of June, and from my history in sports, which is most of my life, once you get into July, the season is basically here. So I mean, it's
Very true.
time.
It's
So,
very true.
it's not over, but it's
Shoot, our
Kinda
started
wrap it up.
as soon as graduation hit, it was like, all right, we're moving on. That was always us, especially throughout high school and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Because I mean,
yeah.
we had summer workouts, we have all these different things, and even here at Friends, I mean, it was like as soon as like the year was over, it was like, all right, we're getting back into it. We're getting ready to go again.
yep.
At least that's how it always felt, especially as an athlete.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Once we get in July, it's time to start really getting ready for the season. Even though you're still in summer, it's kind of. Then once August 1st hits,
once August hits,
then I'm
It's
full blown
on.
season mode. I'm full blown season mode by then.
Oh yeah. I was like, I think that everybody, as soon as August hits, from like any school or even professional team that's about to start going, whole 9 yards, because that's about around when football starts up too for NFL.
Yeah.
Whole
Yeah.
9 yards. Just everybody is so hyped up by August. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. It's in go mode. It's in.
I think August is probably the most heightened sports
Yeah.
time for
Yeah,
everybody.
you got NFL starting back. You've got obviously you're still in you're getting down the stretch of the MLB season, and college sports are starting. So yeah, you're ready to go.
Shoot, you're wrapping up Olympics for sure.
Olympics will be wrapped up in the first part of August this year. We'll be watching that. So
Yeah.
everything is. I hated losing the Olympics last year. I really did, but
Oh, that
now it
was
gives
so
us something for
exciting.
this year. So I guess it works out good.
Yeah.
So we got it this year at least, but yeah, we'll have everything going on this August. It's gonna be a busy time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NBA playoffs ongoing. That is obviously a different schedule this year with the delayed season. That will be wrapped up later part of July. And last night the Phoenix Suns defeated the Denver Nuggets in Game 2,
Oh, really?
123-88. They now have a 2-0 lead in that series. The Suns are in the second round after defeating the Los Angeles Lakers in 6 games. And tonight we'll have Game 3 of the Milwaukee-Brooklyn series. Now in Milwaukee, it shifts to Milwaukee, and it's no time too soon for the Bucks. They are off to a terrible start in that series. Brooklyn's won both games big, even though James Harden hasn't played
Yeah.
in those 2 games. And tonight we'll also have Game 2 of the Clippers and Utah in Utah. Utah came back from 13 down night before last to win Game 1 over the Clippers by 3. And the Clippers
Oh, wow.
advanced over Dallas in a crazy series, probably the craziest series I remember watching. The road team won every game until Game 7.
Yeah.
Dallas won the first 2 in LA. LA come back on the next 2 in Dallas. I'm thinking, okay, the Clippers, they're a favorite to win it all. A favorite, not maybe the favorite, but a favorite with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and they're pretty loaded. I thought, okay, they've got things turned back around. They're gonna. No, that's not the case. Dallas went back into LA and won again in Game 5.
Wow.
And then Game 6, it looks like, okay, Dallas is leading on the fourth quarter. They're going to close this thing out. Kawhi winds up scoring, I believe, 45 points, and they pull out Game 6 and then win Game 7 at home.
Wow.
So
That's
Clippers
crazy.
are in the conference semifinals in the Western Conference facing Utah. Donovan Mitchell had 45 points in Game 1 for Utah to give them a 1-0 lead series in that series. And then, of course, in the East, Milwaukee, Brooklyn. Brooklyn's up 2-0 in that. The other series that I love watching, or it kind of rested, is Atlanta and Philadelphia. Atlanta, the 5 seed. Philadelphia, the top seed with home court advantage. Atlanta went into Philly and won Game 1 behind the big game from Trae Young, who is an Oklahoma product, I'm going to say. And
Okay.
and then in Game 2, though, Philly turned things back around, pulled away in the second half, and won even the series 1-1. That series is tomorrow night, Game 3. Now shifting to Atlanta. That series is 1-1. So, yeah, that's where things stand now. Both conference semifinals are going. NBA draft lottery is June the 22nd. As you might can guess, being an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, that's now what we have to look forward to because the team rebuilt this year after making the playoffs, I think, 11 out of 12 seasons. And so they're in the lottery now, hoping for lottery luck. They have the fourth best odds to get the number 1 overall pick and a 47% chance to get two top 5 picks if the picks fall, because they got Houston's pick from the Chris Paul Russell Westbrook trade. So if Houston's pick falls out of the top 4 into 5, then the Thunder get that pick as well, plus their own. And that's a 47% chance of happening. So cross our fingers for that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that would be good to get 2. 1 would be great. Top 5 pick, it's a loaded draft, so they hope they'll get a really good prospect. But 2 picks would be better than 1.
Yeah.
So, any randomness today? No.
Any randomness today? I mean, there's.
We're kind of always random. We're always random. But
there's always randomness going on.
Any specific random topic that we have? No.
I didn't actually have a specific one in mind. Outside of, I guess it's just because I'm so super excited about this. No lie. So, what I have considered, should I move to Florida?
That's like the most random topic. Well, if you didn't down Oklahoma with Florida State, I might have had a different. I might have had a different take on it. But now you've already got too much Florida, so the answer for me would be no.
To be no.
Yeah. No.
But you don't even know why I'd moved to Florida.
I don't really know. I guess I can rule out working for Disney, right? That's not it.
Yeah, no, I'm too mean to work for Disney.
So what would it be?
I love Disney. It's a magical place, but I feel like I'd ruin the magic for some people.
What would it be?
So, I'm looking at an attorney's office down in Orlando. Or right outside of Orlando.
This just come out of nowhere.
This came out of nowhere one day. I was just sitting at my job, at my internship, and was like, you know what? I'm listening to Disney music. I'm having a great time, And I was like, you know what? I'm going to move to Florida. I want to work for an attorney's office in Florida.
Okay.
for the fall semester.
That's not something you do just for a semester, is it?
I mean, you could.
I don't know if I would advise that or not.
Why not?
I don't know. I think that's too extravagant.
That's too extravagant. Well, I lived in Texas,
Yeah.
I've lived in Kansas now.
Yeah, but you were in college in Kansas. This here, that sounds like if it's a really career type job.
This is before I go into law school, though.
Which you're not officially in yet.
Which I'm not officially in yet, but I'm getting there.
So
I'm getting there.
I don't know if I'd advise that or not.
Why not?
I don't think I would. I think it's too big of a move when you're not. Like if it was a career job, then I would be for it. But it doesn't sound like it is. So I don't think I would. And if you do it, then I'll support you.
What if it's in a potential career job later on?
I don't know if there's such a thing as that.
Such a thing as that? No.
You know how everybody used to say.
I've worked for them before, so this could help me on later on when I actually become an attorney.
You know how I used to say, like when you're out of college, people will say, like, okay, if you just get your foot in the door, it could turn into something.
See?
I found out though, usually if you get your foot in the door, they slam the door on your foot and you're out of there.
But,
so I don't know if I would do that risky. Now if it was here or in even Texas or someplace that you could have more of a safety net, I would say yes. But Florida, I don't know if I would do that. That's a loner move. It's kind of out on a limb. I don't know if I'd advise that or not.
But you know what? You got to take life. You got to take risks in life to have an adventure.
Yeah, but some risks are unnecessary though.
You have to take risks in life to have an adventure. That is actually a quote from a Disney movie.
I don't doubt it. I assumed it was.
Speaking of Disney.
I assumed it would be Disney, but my answer is no.
Your answer is no?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not saying I wouldn't support you. I'm just saying my answer, I wouldn't advise it, no.
So, I can't live my dream of living in a tropical-ish area. That's not exactly near a beach, but it's got at least a palm tree or two,
can.
Right?
It's just against my better judgment.
I can't go to Disney every weekend. I technically get in for free since my sister gets guest passes, and she works there now.
I don't know. I still say no.
Dang.
It's against my better judgment. No.
All right. So I'm gonna have to put more thought into this to convince you otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think it's possible. I don't.
You
It's
just
against
think
my
it's
better.
too far away from you, huh?
Well, I mean, no. It's. I mean, yes. I don't know.
Yes
I
and
mean,
no.
no. I mean, but I don't know. I think there's a little bit too much risk involved. I wouldn't want to see you take that. Be out there by yourself.
But I wouldn't be by myself. I'd live with my sister.
So it's close enough to live with her.
Yeah. It's literally like the next town outside of Orlando.
Well, how long will it take to get there? Though? I mean, next town in Florida, it could be like an hour drive.
No, it's actually not. I mapped it. I want to say it was like a 20 to 30 minute drive.
With traffic, that could
With
be.
traffic. That's with traffic.
All right. I mean, that makes it a little better. I
See?
guess. But
See?
I still say no, but that
You
makes
still
it.
say no? What if I went to Michigan? Because I considered moving to Michigan.
Well, if you could, for a semester, if you could live with your grandparents, I think that'd be probably okay.
I think that would be nice.
You did tell me about that. I said that might be a little different.
That one might be nice, right? All right, I got a
don't-
lot of thinking to do.
I don't think either one of these things is going to happen, though. But, I mean, but it is a good random topic. And the Florida one's against my better judgment. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want me to give,
I don't
you don't want
want
me
you
to
to
say
give me
yes
false hope.
if I don't really feel that, right? No,
It's like, don't give me false hope here.
I don't do that. So I'm going to pass on that one.
Okay.
The
okay.
Michigan one might be a little bit better, but I think
Still a stretch.
your plan for this semester to maybe be in Texas might be a little bit better.
Yeah, but I'm kind of tired of Texas. You know, like I want to keep moving to different places.
I know,
wanna
you gotta-
live in a
you
different
gotta
state.
find
I've already been
something-
there, already done that.
I know, but you got to find something that's really good for you. And like at 45 minutes ago, your plans to you're telling me you're going to Texas
Oh,
for
I'm
the
going to
semester in
Tech.
August.
I'm still going to Tech. Don't worry.
You're going to Texas in August, and now 45 minutes later, now you're wanting to move to Florida.
I want to move to Florida. I want to move to Michigan.
Michigan or
Should I just move to Washington?
no,
Why not?
no.
Washington's cool. I've only been
No.
there once.
Washington D.C. or Washington State. No.
I was thinking Washington, the state, but I mean, I could go to Washington D.C. Hey, because my next move, if being an attorney doesn't work out, I want to be a politician.
All right, go watch the movie. Have you seen the movie Mr. Smith Goes to Washington?
I have not.
Go watch that.
Okay.
And just change the title to Morgan Goes to Washington
Then
and see how the experience he had, and then see if you still want to go down there.
But you know, some other people's experiences you can't rely on because they're not your experiences.
That's true, but God gives us examples of them. God gives us plenty of
See,
things to look at and data to look at, and to see how things are going to go.
but I think it would be fun.
Again, against my better judgment, if you want to go. I'll root for you and support you. That's the truth, but I won't advise it.
You won't advise it.
No,
Okay,
I will
I'll
not.
take that. I'll take that.
Not Florida. Michigan
still-
might be a little different, not necessarily, but I think for this semester, you're taking the semester off.
Yes.
I think either here or Texas would probably be a little bit. I think those places would give you a little bit more of a outlet to kind of figure out what's going on.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think being here in Texas would probably be a little bit more profitable.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know.
Because you still don't know. You're still kind of in flux. So I think
I am.
you don't want to just
I'm
go do
just kinda,
something
like,
kind
going
of
out on a
crazy.
limb.
You don't want to go do something crazy and fall out on a limb. You don't even know what you're going to do anyway exactly. So, I mean, you want to stay somewhat safe until you have a firm idea of what's
Fair.
going to happen.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it would be so much fun to do that. You know, I feel like I need to take a risk in life.
Yeah, I know,
you
but there's
living
some risks.
in the moment.
There's some risks so it doesn't pay off, and they can be devastating.
What if I moved to Hawaii? Hawaii. I can go and live in Hawaii. No.
No.
Nope. Oh man.
Go
Well,
watch the Andy Griffith show where Howard Sprague decided to go to Hawaii
I
and give up his
love
county
Hawaii.
clerk position
I
and
love
see what
Hawaii.
happens to Howard and put yourself in Howard's position and see.
But I don't want to be a county clerk.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So
yeah,
ha-
but no, he gave up that. He went just for Hawaii life. He wasn't anymore. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really good job and he gave it up.
But what if I got a good job?
Well, I still don't.
See?
But it's just so unlikely. I mean, we're not.
It's so unlikely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you had a career waiting for you, then I mean that's different. But you don't right now. So
No, I
it's,
don't. So Kind
So
of
it's, I can't advise to do something that risky for you.
But it would be interesting.
I'd feel bad if it really went south. And I said, oh yeah, go do it. Go, come on, let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it. But it would be fun.
And if it went south, I'd feel really, really bad. So
it would be interesting, right?
I'm going to play it safe. Well, I mean, interesting maybe in a bad way.
But it's a life experience that I won't forget.
You may want to forget it though.
I might want to forget. There's a lot of things in my life that I want
You may
to
want
forget.
to. You may want
but
to forget
I
it.
can't.
You may want to forget it. That's the problem.
Fair point.
I think here and or Texas for this semester is better. And then once you figure out what's going to happen next, then you can kind of then the risk becomes more mitigated. Then maybe you can.
Okay.
Maybe take smarter risks.
Yeah. Okay.
Not necessarily smarter risks, but more calculated risk, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
We'll leave it up to the viewers.
So I poured cold water on that, didn't I?
No. That's like Rob telling me that I could not be a race walker.
Yeah.
He straight up told me that, you guys.
Well, I've straight up.
Ramsire. Mr. Rob Ramsire. Yes. Told me I could not be a race walker, and I hope he's listening right now, because I am not forgetting that.
Well, he's just giving you, like me, he's giving you his honest opinion.
I know, and I want his honest opinion. However, straight up told me no.
Yeah.
Didn't even give me some sort of
Well, Aaron told you you could
positivity.
wrestle.
I mean, I did get wrestling, so
So
I'll
you can
take
just
that.
take wrestling then. Just
I'll
try.
take that.
Go get you a nice new steel chair and
Just
practice your high flying off the top rope type moves.
Let's do it.
Your DDTs and RKOs. And then you can do that. Just you're gonna have to settle to be a wrestler.
I just have to settle to be a
You have to settle on wrestling. That's what you have to do. Aaron gave the encouragement. So
At least I have encouraging words from them.
yeah.
Him.
So you're gonna have to settle for that, I think. But you can do it.
I would not be surprised if Mr. Rob actually did text you though. I
Yeah.
feel like I would not be surprised right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So next Morgan sport to do is wrestling.
You need to focus probably on wrestling.
I need to focus on being a wrestler.
Yep. So practice your wrestling moves and make videos of it so we can share on here.
Maybe I can go to tech on as a walk-on wrestler, you know, that helped pay for some of my schooling, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Do we have a devotion, or are we gonna have to wing the devotion?
I do actually have a devotion.
You have a devotion.
And
All
it's
right.
the devotion that I told you about a while back ago.
Yeah.
That I created myself.
Yeah.
actually.
I'm super excited for it.
I'm a little nervous about it. Why, I don't exactly know, but I am.
I am super excited about it.
So everyone please, no one judge me, please. So, okay, because I did this back in May. Yeah, May. Okay. So, this one I actually did do by myself. I had no help in it, so this is purely mine. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If not, I'm so sorry. But I hope you guys enjoy it. And the reason why I even got into this topic of God is our creator is because I was actually, I guess it's not really that surprising, but it is in a way, but I was on TikTok one day and was just listening to this video of a girl who was explaining the theory of simulations. You know, our life is a simulation. And it kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say frustrated or upset, but it just rubbed me kind of the wrong way, in a way, I guess is how I would explain that. It just didn't have a real positive effect on me, and I wasn't a huge fan of this. Just because of, and how she ended it really kind of made me a little bit upset. Just because she was like, I mean, I still believe in God is our creator, blah, 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 but I feel like we have a different programmer. And I'm like, okay, so you can have a different creator from a programmer? I don't think that's how that works, you know? And so it just frustrated me and it irritated me as a Christian, because I just want everybody to know and to understand that, and I'm sure that all Christians do, I'm not saying that you don't, but at the same time, like, because how she expressed it is that, like, okay, so this is like an actual legit theory that people think, it's a conspiracy theory that our whole life is basically just this simulation, and we have somebody as an outside factor, like whether it be aliens or scientists or whatever you want to think about, in this theory. They're controlling our actions, our thoughts, our movements, our everything. They control our lives, right? So that's the conspiracy theory, is that we're just one big, huge simulation test. That's our lives. So that's the background on the conspiracy theory, and why this annoyed me so much as a Christian, or at least upset me, and I want to get this message out to people who not only think about it that way, but just in their day-to-day lives are kind of like wondering and curious about, like, okay, why did this happen? Or like, why did I think this way? And it's not because of an outside factor. No, because we have God in us. God and Jesus are literally a part of us. They are a part in our heart, in our brain, in our mind, in everything. So we don't have like this separate chip from everybody else. And basically, like, it's just God is our creator, our programmer, our father. He is our everything. We can be discouraged when things do not go according to our own plan, but know that it is okay in the end. Why? Because God knows our future already. He already knows our plan. And the reason why I'm tying this into the simulation thing, or the simulation conspiracy theory, is because in this simulation, we're counting on somebody else to control our lives. But we don't know the end result, and it almost sounds negative to me. Well, in our lives, we have to stay positive when we don't know our plan. Because in the end, God knows our plan. Okay, so let's say that today we didn't do this. This almost ties into another devotion that we had earlier in the year, if you were listening. Don't be upset about the to-do list that you didn't finish everything on that list. If there's something on that to-do list that you had for today that you did not finish, that is okay. Because you know what? You got tomorrow. Or the next day. Or the next day. I mean, depending on what it is, don't put it off. Like, if it's feeding your dog, please don't put that off. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can hear people now saying, hey, Morgan told me I can put it off.
I know, right?
I can feed the dog for 2 or 3 days.
Right?
Dogs be famished. And
I'm just saying, like, please don't do that. Please don't, for the love of God, do that. But, like, don't be discouraged when not everything goes according to your plan. And my mom has actually had to remind me of this too. And these are like my mom's words also. It's not just my words. Because, like, God knows our future already. He is the one who gave us life and the opportunity to live the life in which He has planned for us. Very cliche verse, because I feel like everybody knows this verse. However, it's not the most popular verse, I will say that. It's not the most popular, but it is a very well-known verse. It's my favorite verse, or one of my favorite verses, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. That right there should just tell you, just because your plans don't go according to how you want them to go, doesn't mean that's not how God wants them to go. We can't think that there's this outside factor controlling everything that we do when there's not. God gave us this life to live freely and willingly. He wants us to obviously follow in His footsteps. He wants us to follow in the choices that He has, or the opportunities that He has laid out in front of us. But at the same time, you got to think about it this way. We have free choice.
Yeah, God made us free moral agents to choose.
He did. And it's not that we're in this simulation and people are choosing our fate, our paths, our everything. No. God knows His plan that He has for us. It's up to us on if we're going to follow that plan, though. which we should. We all should follow this plan. I'm not saying stray from the path. Please don't ever stray from the path, because it's such an amazing path. Even when it seems hard, it is so worth it in the end. It truly is. However, if you make this one bad choice, that was on you. You had that choice to stray from the path, even if it's just for a brief moment. God still loves you in the end. He wants you to seek him. We always have to constantly keep seeking him. It doesn't matter if you are the Pope. You have to continue to seek God, because we don't know everything that God is. We don't know everything that he is capable of. We don't. Now, do we have quite a bit of bits and pieces? Absolutely. But we don't know him. He is everything. That's all we know. He is capable of anything and everything. And we have to keep that in mind when we're setting forth on our path, because we need to follow the path in which God has for us. But sometimes he will close these other doors that might have been on your plan or the path that you wanted to follow, but it's not the path he wanted you to follow.
Right.
You see, so
That's right. He'll make a path, and it's going to be straight, but it may not seem like it's straight, because it might be on a different way than what. Like, for example, if we think, okay, we're going to go eat at McDonald's, and we know the way to McDonald's, and instead we're going to Wendy's, like we did today, and you know the way to McDonald's, you're expecting to go to McDonald's, but yet the driver's going to Wendy's. Okay, well, it's going to seem like you're going detours, and like, where are we going? Well, the driver's taking you straight to Wendy's. You're not off the path at all. That's where you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
But yet you think you're going to McDonald's, so you think you're like way out here.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's kind of the way our careers and lives are sometimes. We expect to wind up here, and yet God's taking us on a straight path here, and it may seem like there's a lot of detours and stops and starts. In reality, God's taking us exactly where he wants us to go.
Yep.
We just have to be, sensitive to know that to trust him, that he's going to lead us to where he wants us to go.
Yep. Our future is not uncertain. Even if it feels like all is lost, God knows we are not lost. We are found. And following the path God wants us to follow, we have to trust the process and continue to seek God and follow the path in which he wants us to follow. We are not controlled by God, though. And we are not controlled and told what to do. We are given opportunities to better our lives. But even if we don't follow the path to better our lives, God still knows the outcome. He knows the outcome of every single path we take, whether it is the wrong path or the right path. He knows everything, because he is everything. He created us.
Right.
We are given, like we said earlier, like we are free. We're free people. We are able to make our own choices. We are not controlled by this one thing, We really are not. And that's kind of a little scary to me, a little bit, in a way, just because it's like, okay, what if I choose the wrong path? But don't worry about that, because in all honesty, God knows the outcome of it. If you choose to go down this wrong path for some strange and odd reason, he can help you stray back to the outcome he wants.
Right.
He can help you stray from that path to a better one. You just have to seek him. I've seen it so many times in so many people who have been so lost in their lives, and people who had no idea about God, or they knew about him, but they didn't want to follow, but now are followers, and oh my stars, their lives have changed for the better. I've seen that so many times in so many people, whether it's people I know or people I don't know. You see it everywhere. We have to be willing to open our minds and keep looking for these open opportunities, looking for these open doors to follow back towards God.
Right.
But if we choose to not, he at least knows the outcome of what will happen if you choose to not. Our future is not uncertain, even when it seems that way. It's not.
Yeah, it's not uncertain at all to God. It might seem like that way a little bit to us. We just have to trust him. And again, we may not wind up exactly in the path that we expect to be on.
Yeah.
But yet, it's still it's still exactly where God wants us to be. We just have to be sensitive and to know, okay, God's moving in a different direction. Okay, let's explore that. We got to open up our hearts to something that God may have for us that we're not expecting.
We must put all of our faith in Him, and He will walk with us on the path to Him. He's always walking with us. We just have to allow Him to. And our future He has planned for us. Our God truly is amazing. He truly is.
Yeah.
He knows everything about us, and that's so cool to me. I don't know why. I just think that's so cool. Like, He knew us before we were even born, before we were in our earthly mother's womb. He knew us before our time here, which is just so cool to me. I find that so cool.
It is.
Because, like, He already claimed us before we were even officially alive.
He knows the numbers on our hair.
He does.
Which means that shows how much He cares. Like, He counts the numbers on our hair. That's how special we are to God.
I feel like I couldn't even count my own hairs, you know?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But He knows. He knows everything. And that's so cool to me.
Yeah, it is. And that's what we had fun earlier, but the truth is, you don't have to worry about, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm talking directly to you. You don't have to worry about where God's going to put you.
Yeah.
We're having fun and joking around with where, you might move and, risky and stuff. And that we have fun doing that. But in all seriousness, I mean, God's going to direct you on the path that He has for you.
Yes.
And whether that's here, Texas, Florida, Michigan, or somewhere totally different, God's already got a path for you. And you're gonna trust Him, and you're gonna be just fine. Don't worry about you at all.
Yep. Sometimes the uncertainty is hard and confusing, because trust me, it is. I've definitely experienced that myself. I know you have yourself.
Yep.
Everybody experiences how difficult it can be. But my second favorite verse, and it's actually the one that I have on my bracelet right now, it's 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your anxieties onto me because I care about you.
Yeah.
That verse always just speaks to me all the time because it's so true.
Yeah.
And it's because He is the one who cares.
Right.
Don't live in fear of the uncertainty because God makes our future certain.
Right.
He truly does. And it's hard. It's definitely hard. It's never an easy process. Nothing's ever an easy process.
Yeah.
It never is. We try to make it an easy process, but sometimes that doesn't happen. The door gets slammed in our face, and it's like, well, what the heck? Sometimes, like, I've even admitted this to you, sometimes I wish that we had, like, a direct radio signal, like, hey, just tell me what you want, but we can't live that way.
No, but, and, talking about me knowing how that's like, I know what it's like to kind of be in the world of unknown. The world, your future is not, even your present is not secure. Like, you have some self-doubt that comes in, and you have a tendency, kind of human instinct, to try to grab the first thing out there just so you know what's there.
Yeah.
Like, you grab the first job that's out there, or first college that'll take you, just so I know. That's not what you want to do.
Yeah, no.
And again, I'm talking to you. I know we talked to our listeners, but I'm talking to you and whoever else might need it. But
Whoever needs to hear this.
you don't want to grab the first shiny object that comes up, because God's got something big for you. We have to be patient and allow God to move. And just because it's the first thing out there doesn't mean it's the best. But I know it's easy to grab it because I've been tempted to. I mean, I tried to get, before I got here, and even well before that, there was positions out there I would look at and think, okay, this might be good. It's not great. It's not really for me, but you know what? It's better than what I got right now. At least I know what I'm going to do the next day. At least it's secure. You don't have to worry no more. That's not God's best plan.
No.
And now you're in that position.
It's not the worst plan, but it's not. Yeah. That's usually not His automatic.
You don't want to grab the first shiny, because then you might miss out on what you need to do.
Yes.
So, and now you're in that path of unknown, and we've all been there. And you want to just be patient, stay the course, and trust that God's got you on the way.
Yes.
Where He wants you to go, whether it's next semester or even the next semester. I don't know. We may take a year off, but when it comes right, that's fine.
That is
Maybe
fun.
next year
Yeah.
something is out there for you. But either way, God's got you, and God's going to lead you where He wants you to go. And whether it's here or there or anywhere, I don't know. But just stay confident in that. And those two verses speak to where you're at. And there's a couple more verses in Proverbs and Isaiah I want you to read too.
Yeah.
But those verses kind of speak to where you're at right now. It's gonna all turn out for the better.
It will.
It's gonna turn out well.
It always turns out good, not gonna lie. I mean, I've had so many wonderful opportunities that I never even knew I'd have. Like working
Yeah.
for you,
Yeah.
I never even knew that we'd
Yeah.
come into this.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know, and now this is something that me and you both look
Yeah.
forward to doing like all the
Yeah.
time.
And we're not done.
We're not done.
Who knows how long we're gonna do this?
God only knows, apparently.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a long
And I'm
time.
hoping so too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like these are like the different opportunities that I never originally would have been open to
Yeah.
when I first
Yeah.
moved here.
But
that
God had it, and
God had this in mind
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
and He made me a family here in Wichita.
yeah.
He knew where I needed to be.
Yeah.
He knew where you needed to be.
And
And
He
that's
gave us
just-
family in Wichita.
He did. And that's
Yeah.
just so amazing to me.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know why. I just think it's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, my mom and dad live in Wyandotte, which is about 3.5 hours away
Mm-hmm.
in Oklahoma. Michelle's parents live in Springfield, about 4.5 hours away. We don't really have family. You're kind of our family here now.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it's kind of the way it worked out. So,
Yeah.
and good for me.
And my closest family is 8 hours
Yeah,
away.
even farther.
So,
Well,
I'm like,
yeah.
well, we got each other, and that's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Does
And
God know what He's doing or what?
I think He does. I really think He
So
does.
shouldn't we just keep trusting Him because it's
Just
going to
keep
work
trusting
out?
Him. It all works out in the end.
It's worked out so far. I mean, you were meant to work the softball tournament last year. It was just,
See?
it
That's
had
how
to happen.
works. That's how it worked. You know?
God directed you there, and He's going to direct you wherever.
Yeah.
Your next step is already planned.
Yep. So we're not controlled. So in the end, all end in seriousness, I guess, in a way, I don't know. But like the all ending reason behind this was because like we're not in this outside controlled environment. We are strictly controlled by our own mind and the mind that God would love for us to follow. He wants us to follow this path where you can't live in fear of the uncertainty and of
Yeah.
the unknown because we are known.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
we know it right now? No, we don't. And we probably never will until we're officially with Him.
Yeah.
You know, and even then, who knows? I mean, we don't officially know if we'll know then what exactly our purpose fully was and if we fulfilled it. But you know what? We have to live a purposeful life, and we have to live our life to the best extent in which He would love for us to be.
Mm-hmm.
We can't always expect our lives to go the way we want them to go because God's going to shut the door in your face and say, you're not going there. Look at this door, though.
Yeah.
Check out this one.
Yeah.
Are you intrigued by this one? If not, I mean, I also have this door open for you.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, you can choose which one, but I don't want you going down that path yet.
Mm-hmm. That's
Or
right.
I never want you going down that path. Like, hey, don't go down that one, or at least
Yeah.
not yet. You're
Yeah.
not ready for that one yet.
Yeah.
Just go down these
And
two.
God knows
Go down
what
these
we're
two.
ready for.
Yeah.
Too. Some things that He's got planned for us that we're not ready for yet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way I'd have been ready to be a head SID right out of college. There's no way I could have dealt with this. I had to be.
I think you could have.
I don't know. I needed seasoning. Sometimes I don't know if I'm ready now or not. But but I needed seasoning, and yeah, God's got all our
Sprinkle the salt. See?
yeah.
He said, get a little sprinkle here first, and then you
Yeah.
can go over here.
That's right. That's 100% right.
Yeah, but it's just so amazing, and just don't ever live in the fear of uncertainty or that we're controlled by this outside factor, because we're not. We have
Yeah,
our own
yeah.
choices to choose our own future. However, just know that our future is not lost. Like, we are not lost. We are
Yeah.
exactly where we need to be.
Yeah. And the human flesh, it's hard sometimes. You just have to
Yes.
continue to feed in the scriptures. I had to do it too. I had to keep reminding myself and keep reading the scriptures every single day. Every single, basically the same time every day. Continue to feed that into your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop. Don't let doubt creep in. Don't get antsy and try to do something quick just for a quick fix. Just trust God that it's there for you. Something's
Yep.
there for you.
What
It's
we like
gonna
to call the
happen.
quick fixes back home.
Yeah.
You know what we like to call those? redneck ingenuity.
Yeah, that's about right. And sometimes that's
Redneck
good.
ingenuity.
Yeah, sometimes that's good.
Duct tape fixes everything.
Yeah. Sometimes at home that's good.
I even know someone that like fractured their ankle or broke their ankle, and he literally put duct tape around it.
Yeah.
And that's how he went about his day. I was like, are you, what?
Yeah.
What? I mean, like, y'all are nuts. It's funny. Sorry. So if you want a funny way to compare that to, think of redneck ingenuity and duct tape.
Yeah. That's even more randomness. We just can't get out of. We just can't get out of randomness. No.
We're just random people.
We are.
It's okay though.
Yep. That's the way we roll.
It's the way we roll.
Yep. Way we roll. All right. Well, that's an excellent devotion written, Miss Future Young Youth Pastor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I do actually want to be that. So.
I know. That's why I said that.
Yes.
That's
so I'm
why
getting my practice in now with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed it.
That's why I said that.
I will continue to try it and make more on my own, but I don't know. I'm hoping it was good.
Yep.
I hope it made sense.
Yep.
I don't know why this randomly popped into my head, but I was like, you know what? I'm writing a devotion about this because I know that I was going through hard times.
Mm-hmm.
And I still am going through hard times with uncertainty because it is hard. Our future, knowing our future, we're never going to know our future. You can't.
No.
There's not, the movie
Not till we
Back to
get
the
there.
Future, like, we do not have a time machine as much as I would love a time machine.
Not till we get there.
Nope, we can't.
Yeah.
However, if I ever had a time machine, I'd love to go to the past instead of the future. Like, I don't want to know my future. I really actually don't want to know my future.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to kind of have like bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I would love that. However, I don't want to know my future.
You want to experience the moment. It's kind of like a game to where, if your team is winning and hits a home run, but yet you see an update, like if your TV's behind, you see an update like right before it happens, you're like, oh man. Because you want to experience it live in the moment. You want to be surprised and see it. It kind of takes you out of the moment a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of that way. Kind of that way with our life too.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
And so I just don't want people to believe in the. Also, please don't believe that we're in a simulation, guys.
Yeah.
Because we're not. We're not. We're controlled by the greatest, or not really even controlled. We have been created by the greatest creator, programmer, father, everything, God. We are the children of God. And he is the most amazing programmer that I've ever known. And I still don't even know him fully, but you know what? Like, he's the greatest programmer of all time.
He is.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, we say it a lot. Especially around NBA playoff time, seems like, but any other sport too. So anyway, we all know the one GOAT in the NBA is Michael Jordan, not LeBron James, but that's a little tidbit to throw in there.
Just saying.
Yeah, little tidbit. All right, this is a great first summer edition, I think, of our podcast. This was fun. Aaron was good. Aaron was good to have on. Through the summer, we're going to keep doing these, and they're going to feature our new head coaches. We're going to have our new men's golf head coach, Dustin Gallion, on this summer, along with our new head men's basketball coach, Austin McBeth, and our new head men's soccer coach, Brian Perez.
And cheer coach.
And our new head competitive cheer coach, Joshua Johnson.
We got a lot of people for you guys.
So we're going to have more through the summer, so keep an eye out for the next date. We'll be announcing that very soon, when you can catch us next. And again, if you missed it live, you can always catch it on Apple iTunes and Spotify, and we always share the links to that on the conclusion of the podcast. So keep us there. If you haven't followed us already, or make sure you do that and subscribe, and so you don't miss an episode. And you don't ever want to miss an episode. You're not going to want to miss any of these summer episodes. I can tell you that, because it's going to be very interesting and in-depth with our new head coaches, and as we get ready for the 2021-22 sports season coming up.
Woohoo.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. But I'm not ready to give up summer yet. I'm going to enjoy this summer stuff right now, because when you wrap up one year, you still got to unwind a little bit to the next year. And by the time August gets here, when August 1st hits, I'll be ready to go. But until August 1st, I'm going to enjoy the summer stuff.
I think it's going to be kind of weird, like, going into August now. Like, I don't have volleyball.
I know.
To look forward to in August. I don't even have school in August. So I'm like, man, it's like my extended summer vacation. Let's go.
Yeah. And hey, that's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. And if you want
to take a positive spin on it.
And you know how it goes. If you still want your taste of sports, you get your fix here. So
of course,
with me, you always have that.
Oh, I'm so don't be surprised if you hear me announcing on some of the volleyball games or commentating on some of our volleyball games. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can still be around. Well,
I'm still around. You can't get rid of me that easily.
Yeah.
I'm still the assistant SID.
Yeah, you're not going nowhere.
Assistant
Yeah, not
SID.
former assistant.
No, not former. I am the assistant. No
Yeah.
one can ever take my place.
No.
Not even Scott.
You're just pronouncing it right now.
Yes.
No.
Not even Scott.
Yeah.
He's the grad assistant. I'm the actual assistant.
Yeah.
So does that technically mean I'm above Scott? You can
I'll,
say no.
I'll,
I don't care.
I'll let you two decide
Okay,
that. So
all
if
right,
Scott has
I'll
any,
take
if
that.
he's listening has any qualms, then he can take that up with you. But
Okay. All right, Scott. We're gonna have this conversation.
yeah, you're both on the website. He is listed one spot
I just
above
want to
you.
talk, man.
So yeah.
I just want to talk. That's it. I just want to
Yeah.
talk.
Hey, and what a better place to do it.
I know, right? We're talking with friends.
Yeah, we're talking with friends. All right, well, thanks for listening. That's going to do it for this edition. We're going to be back with you soon, though, with another summer edition of our podcast. Be on the lookout for the date of that. And since we don't remember probably who prayed last in May, which is not very long ago, I'll start off and pray,
Okay.
and you'll take on the next one, and we'll
Yes.
just rotate like that again. We'll get back on track.
Yes.
So I'll be a team player today. So, all right, let's pray. Lord, we're thankful for today. We're thankful for the summer season you give us. We're thankful for this university, as always, and for the mission that we have to lead people and to make an impact in people's lives for you. We're thankful for Morgan and the work that she continues to do for us and already has done for us. And we just continue to ask you, bless her and guide and direct her, allow her to feel the Holy Spirit guide in every step she takes. And we're just thankful that we have her here with us. And we're thankful for our student athletes and coaching staff for the work Aaron Meister's done for joining us today and the work he does in starting our wrestling programs. We just continue to grow our university, grow our mission as we bring people closer to you in a deeper relationship with you, and keep us safe always. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, so that's going to do it for us today. Have a great rest of your Thursday and Friday and weekend, and we will talk to you again soon.